we are the proper, we are the top of the proper. Reggae dancehall with the cream of the cropper. Tully Tools, Larity, run them red. Right.
Of righteousness, truth and the light. Levi alone in the paths of wickedness, lies and the thieves in the night. Niongoze katika malisho bichi, niongoze kando maji matulivu, niongoze
And this is how we open the show. Just playing in the background is the voice of Nile Daughter, Kenya's very own Nile Daughter. The name of the track is, let me try to pronounce this properly. Niongoze. That's the name of the track. This is Nile Daughter. Thank you for joining us. This is LNTLive, and I go by the name Tully Tools. I'll let you know who I'm rolling with in a bit.
And pain is the world that we are in, like them crabs in the bin, singing hate from deep within, yeah. Don't wanna poison me, daily me na wanda mbona wana ni time, wana kuja na my smiles waki try go hide, huku mikuki wamebeba ki design hello, niongoze malisho bichi, niongoze kando maji matulivu, niongoze kivulini, nionyeshe njia haki na ukweli, unipake mafuta kichwani pangu na kikombe changu kijaze.
Can't take my mind off of you, girl. My fire is burning. I'm here in my quarter, twisting and turning. Oh no, 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 no. And I pray for you to come my way, 'cause my way, I have no other way. Just to let you know I have feelings for you, thinking of you, not lying to you. Night and day I pray.
From Nile Daughter, we bring in the sweet, sweet, sweet sounds of Alba Rose. The name of the track is Come My Way. Check, check. Is everybody locked and ready?
We out here, what's good, what it do, what it don't, what it didn't.
Yes, 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 yes. In studio with me in Johannesburg, the city of gold. Out here, the one and only
Zam Bam with the biggest yams that you've seen this far. Welcome to it. This is LNTLive. Hey guys.
Welcome, Zam Bam, with the biggest yams that you've seen this far, and all the way, our soon-to-be war veteran, all the way in Bahrain, is the one and only.
Yeah, man, big up on yourself. Yeah, man, good to be here. One more time. It's the redeem done, yeah. Larry, me need you to come true for me, I don't know. Cause me tell you, say, long time, man, bring life to dead lyrics.
Yeah.
All the way in the UK, my brother that's the L in LNT, the voice that needs no introduction. Tell them who you are.
You know what you just did?
Tell me.
You just done tell them already. You just done tell them already. They already know. The only voice that is not afraid to speak any nonsense, as long as it is reggae and dancehall related.
Oh, you're ready. You're ready.
The voice with no filter.
Yes, I. Thank you for gracing us. So yeah, we're supposed to have a guest actually on the show, but it's okay. They'll join us when they join us.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about something. Should I tell them what we're gonna talk
You
about?
can
or
tell
you
us
wanna,
what we're talking
we're
about.
gonna-
I think there's multiple layers to the conversation
Yes.
we're going to have today. And for those who don't know, this is the first segment of the show. It's
Yes.
reggae. We keep it cool, we keep it calm, we keep it clean, we keep it roots. And then when we cross over to the second segment of the show, that's when the L and LNT catches fire and it becomes unruly. But for now,
Unleash. Man, unleash.
but for now, we're still keeping it cool. What are we talking about today, Tsigitos?
Okay, so something that trended like a week or so, a couple of weeks back. Let me
Yeah.
say a couple of weeks. So I don't
Yeah,
know when
especially 'cause
this
this
episode
is
is
gonna
gonna.
come out later.
Yes. So what we're gonna be talking about, this happened on the Yardman podcast. Shout out to the Yardman podcast. So the Yardman podcast interviewed a European reggae promoter, right? By the name of, I hope I also say this properly, Julian Francisco Garcia Mancebo, right? So in the interview, there's a couple of things that they talked about that they touched on, but they were basically talking about, okay, so he's a promoter, so he was talking about his experience regarding reggae and the artists and in
And
Europe.
putting a show together, a series
And-
of shows. Like here he did a couple of big shows like Sumfest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has done a couple of big shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been in the game and you know he says
He's experienced.
his experience and yeah. So they were talking about the European scene. We wanted to kind of relate some of
Father.
what he was talking about. Yes, is our guest.
Our guest is
Hola.
here. Tum, 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 tum. We've got Otieno Okongo. Otieno, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
How you doing?
Greetings.
Welcome,
Sorry,
welcome,
I'm,
welcome.
actually blackout, so I'm trying to use
Oh.
the solar lights. Countryside, I'm in the countryside. I'm very sorry.
It's a lovely countryside. As long as I hope you can hear us though.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I hope you can also hear me good.
We
I
can
can
hear
hear
you. We can hear you
Nice,
super. We
nice,
can hear you
nice.
super. I don't know if you missed the introductions. I'm with Zambam in studio in Johannesburg. We've got a war veteran, soon to be in Bahrain, Rhythm Don, also known as Lavoro Duro, or one half of Lavoro Duro,
Nice
out
to
in
see
Bahrain.
you.
We've got in the UK, we've got Larry T, the voice of LNT Sound, the voice that does not need no introduction.
Nice.
He knows the voices. We have spoken a couple of times.
Yes.
Yeah.
OT, I hope you don't mind if I call you OT. I'm going to have to ask you to
It's
please just
okay.
kindly introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling in from or tuning in from or chilling with us from.
Okay, so I'm OT Majestic, artist manager, music entrepreneur, reggae dancehall thing. I'm calling you guys from a place called Kisumu, which is Kenya's second city after Nairobi. That's where
Nice.
I come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Otieno is like a Nilot. I'm a Nilot. And we come from the lake side. So Lake Victoria, you heard about Lake Victoria, source of River Nile?
Yes,
man.
yes.
Man.
Yeah, I'm a few kilometers from Lake Victoria right now. Away from the city. There's so much happening in the city, as you guys know, the protests and all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything is good. I came here like last week on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good to have you. We'll try not be political on
Yes.
this show
Yeah.
so that no one gets cancelled.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to talk about music. We want to talk about
We're just going to
reggae
talk
music.
about reggae music
Yes,
and
sir.
we're
For
just going to
sure.
hold the vibe. Yes.
Nice.
So, as I was saying, one of the things that we're going to talk about is based off a podcast that trended a couple of
Yeah.
weeks back. This is
Yeah.
from the Yardman podcast, where they interviewed the European reggae promoter Julian Manquebo, and they basically talk about the scene in Europe and
The state of reggae.
the state of reggae
Globally.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that was sparked from the question about reggae dying.
Yeah. Is
Yes.
reggae still alive?
Yes.
What's the pulse like? And I think it's so interesting that we are all in different corners of the world right now.
Yes.
And so we can actually give our inputs from different perspectives. So thank you very much, OT. I hope you're gonna enjoy hanging out with us.
Yeah, that's a nice conversation
Should I-
you're having.
Yes, I.
Yeah, let's hope we don't get cancelled.
No, we won't. So we're gonna play some music and then we'll go straight into it.
I can drop a tune or two and then we get into it.
Let's go.
If I could have my way.
This is Wife and Sweetheart. This is Chris Martin.
I wish my wife and my sweetheart could be friends. And when we going on a date, send me I bring the both of them. I wish my wife and my sweetheart could be friends. And when they three are with the road, there's no problem. Hey, yes, my wifey, she a like my sidekick. And you see my sweetheart, don't call her no side chick. Imagine up in the house and we inside it. The possibilities of it happening sounds exciting. But mention not a big trouble. So for a peaceful life, a girl is have to juggle. It would be nice if somebody's nice, the three are we a cuddle. But I want to hear about that, no fear, you know the standard double. I wish my wife and my sweetheart could be friends. And when we going on a date, me I bring both of them. I wish my wife and my sweetheart could be friends. And when they three are with the road, there's no problem.
Yo, this tune.
What if I want you and my side man to be friends? Why? Come home from work, the three are with the on the air. What if I need you and my side man to be friends?
Father, pull out your one here. That should be Cecilia.
Damn.
That should be Cecilia.
No. This is Sugar.
Yeah, big
No.
artist.
This is Sugar. She came in hard on this one.
I was okay with what Martin was saying, but when she
Yes.
came in, it broke my heart.
I think Cici wrote this song.
Yeah, Cecile.
You just love Cecile.
Cecile.
This is Sugar. The name of the track is What If.
What if I want you and my side man to be friends? And when you come home from work, the three are with the on the edge. What if I need you and my side man to be friends? Polygamy is a casual thing, but no worry cause you are the main thing. You're bright, keep your side piece happily undercover. You can't take bun but you want to lover. One lay pipe like say you is a plumber. Me know you have a pencil, make sure you have a rubber. You are cheat, now you want with him meat.
Hey!
Yo!
It's a week if she make you complete, but that's your secret to keep. Hey, what if I want you and my side man to be friends?
Yeah, so that's the voice of Sugar. Before we get too carried away, let's get back to the topic at hand.
No, man, no.
We're talking reggae.
Yeah.
But you know
Yes.
what she did, Julie? You know what you did
What did
today?
you?
It was supposed to be nice, easy consciousness, but you
It
decided to
is.
go
It's still nice, easy
Lock it
consciousness.
in.
No,
Lock
no,
it
no, no,
in
no, no,
from
no,
the
no.
start. You lock it in from the start.
You just lock everything by the start.
I'm
It's
sorry.
like we're going.
I'm sorry.
It seems like we're going unruly from
I'm
the first
sorry.
segment
I'm
to the
sorry.
second segment.
We have a guest here, and you're making me and Larry go wild already.
Okay.
Let's
I'm
turn
sorry.
this the
I'm
first
sorry.
segment.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
First segment.
OT, I apologize.
Nice welcome. I feel welcomed.
Welcome to the craziness.
Oh my goodness. So yes. So so
This
we kind of heard about what, according to Julian's side, according to him, how he feels reggae in Europe is. So I just wanted us just to take it here and hear what our thoughts are, like in South Africa. As an example, let's start with South Africa. We're gonna go to Kenya. So so let's start with South Africa. The state of reggae.
In South Africa.
Is reggae, are we on an incline? Are we on a decline? Are we a bit stagnant? What do you think, Zambia? Putting you on the spot.
Look at that, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm a reggae fan through and through, right? And I think I've followed the genre from as far as I can remember, and I've always been attracted. Sorry.
Are you running away from the mic? Yeah.
Can you hear me? I've always been attracted to the culture, and the entire. At the time we spoke about aesthetics, but I don't think aesthetics are a bad thing. I've been drawn to the culture, the aesthetics, the music, and the live performance part of it is what, for me, drew me closer and deeper into the love of the genre. Now, there isn't much going on, right, in terms of space being held for reggae, for me in South Africa.
Yeah.
I think we get 1 or 2 big concerts in the year where you let it all out and you know you are there, you're going to hear a live band, you're going to see live performances. And then there's what we do, which is the more dancehall orientated club kind of events. But I think as a culture and as a genre, it's declining. I feel like it's declining.
Yeah.
It's stagnant, but it's in a decline because it's not growing. For me,
Okay.
if it's not growing, then I don't know.
So you think it's stagnant?
I think it's stagnant and declining.
Stagnant and declining.
Yeah.
So we are a bit worse off than we were.
Yes.
Okay.
If you compare it to other genres,
Yeah.
right? In terms, if you're just talking about gigging, and I think a lot of our conversation today is going to go around the profitability of it all, right? And
Yeah.
profitability comes, yes, from selling the music.
Yeah, but
also
but now we're just talking
generate-
about just reggae, just
and
reggae.
it's stagnant and it's on a
Okay.
decline. Like it's not growing for me. That's my view.
Okay. Let's take it to Kenya now. We'll come back because those guys, we don't know where they are. One is in there. Yeah, we're not sure where they are. OT, how is the state of reggae in Kenya?
Well, not so encouraging.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because Kenya, from what I've always known, like Kenya is like the
Reggae hub.
like the reggae capital. Yeah,
Reggae
yeah.
capital of the continent.
Yes. Sorry, go on.
But you see, like, based on that reggae capital agenda,
How's
mutually
you think
of,
you think it's on a decline or
it doesn't make sense, first of all, because
yeah?
for South Africa, you have Lucky Dube,
Have we put too much pressure on Kenya?
and for maybe Ivory Coast, they have Alpha Blondie, and there's like Ghana, they have Rocky Dauni. But as for Kenya,
Hey,
as much as you say a reggae capital, we don't have that big breakout artist as of yet. So based on the fact that we host maybe concerts or we do like reggae is played many places,
I
like
hear
even
you.
mainstream places, in hotels, at the airport, wherever you'll go, reggae will be in the playlist, but it doesn't reflect to even the artists that are around right now. They don't get
Yeah.
enough airplay per se or attention compared to the international counterparts. So for Kenya being a reggae capital, like the last 5 years, or even if I say 10, the concerts have been very poorly done. Out of maybe 10 concerts, 2 cut the mark, but the rest, the sound is pathetic, the marketing is pathetic. Basically, the reggae concerts that have been held by non-reggae people are more successful compared to those that are done by the Rasta guys. Yeah, so it's very, very sad. And interesting enough, I wonder why you'd say South Africa is on the decline. Yet we see like maybe the Catch a Fire Festival. We see you have artists,
Yeah.
Laboro, Duro, they're good producers. They have like some good sound, and you can't say that for Kenya. So, like South Africa, for us,
Well, Kenya's got artists like Kathy Matete. You've got
yeah, but still,
Waire. You've got
and Waire is not even doing shows in South Africa. Waire is not even doing shows. Even in Kenya, he's not doing like big concerts as you'd want. And for Kathy also, it's so hard. We
yeah,
can get shows maybe in South Africa, but we can't get shows in Kenya. So we've done our part as artist and management, and
yeah.
all other circles. Maybe the DJs haven't picked up the music for it to have numbers, to make it a business for the promoters to come on board. So basically, the reggae state in Kenya is like it's collapsing. Then now we do a rebuild because we have to do it with the artists. The DJs have failed it completely.
Hey, we're losing.
Ooh, the
We're
line is getting funky.
Yeah, we're losing you a bit. Let's.
Sorry.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm saying like
The DJs.
the DJs have really let us down because
Yeah.
there's these clubs and lounges
Mm.
that are all over the cities, and they do reggae nights maybe Monday to Monday.
Yeah.
So the value has gone down. The monetary value of reggae has gone down because every other club around the corner has a reggae night. That means like everybody now is a reggae DJ. So the standard has also
Oh, wow.
depreciated much. And there's no, even the DJs aren't getting good pay from it. So they don't want to support the
Yeah.
artists because it's also a jungle for them out there.
But I've got a question, and before we cross over to Calvin and Larry, that
Yeah.
and maybe it will help reframe this part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Are we talking about reggae as a culture, so like as a genre generally, or representation of reggae within the countries that we are talking about? So like,
Oh, yeah.
because myself and Oti are speaking about it on the ground, like with how our experience is and the artists locally. But I think, is it a bigger conversation of just reggae as a genre's culture? Is that declining? Is that stagnant, or is it growing?
Well,
So for me,
yeah.
it's not declining. Actually, everybody loves reggae here, and even mainstream play reggae. At you'll be surprised if you visit Kenya, the consumption rate at which we are consuming reggae. But now the DJs aren't making money even to sustain themselves because now, like everybody has come to the business. Burning Spear came to Kenya and it was pathetic. We had like less than 500
And now,
people.
is that
And it's because of poor promotion with the DJs. The DJs think they can get the people off the club, but the club people like the club thing. They're not like live music enthusiasts. So there's a divide from the culture and the lovers of music.
okay?
It's not connecting.
But some of the problems that he's having, we kind of wish we could have this side.
Turn the
Bro, I was about to say.
reggae club, you're like, I'd be out
There's
every
reggae clubs
day.
Monday to
Like,
Monday.
I was about to say.
Reggae clubs, but now the only problem is also the type of playlists that they're playing. Like we call it dead people music, people who can't come perform, and these DJs,
hey,
even young DJs, are now following that trend. They don't want to play maybe a Protege They don't want to play a kabaka. They want
Oh.
to play like maybe culture. They want to play that tune that you can't find on Shazam. Like, it's just crazy.
Dead people music, Kelvin.
Imagine.
I'm just
Kelvin.
writing dead people music. I don't wanna forget it. That's a power one. Okay.
Kelvin, what do you think? What do you think we're at in Africa in terms of reggae? Just Africa, and then you can talk about South Africa because you're like outside. Or are you part of South Africa?
I'm still part of South Africa because I can't say there's reggae here. It was only
Yeah.
the other day that I discovered a sound system. So I'm
Nice.
looking forward to the next performance. So yeah, I can only speak on SA. But before I even get to that, a stark
Yeah.
observation that I made is like, we have the same problems, but I think in Kenya they have better problems.
In
You guys
terms
are
of
getting,
reggae,
you're getting paid. You're getting played. They do that.
There's activity. There's reggae activity in Kenya.
Yeah, that
And
I would love
I-
that.
interesting
I
enough,
would,
if
I would
if
absolutely love that.
Duli was naming the artists we have in Kenya, if the DJs were to pick like any Kenyan artist and decide now we are supporting you, you'd also see the difference. But they don't do it. They play people who they can't come perform. They're not playing. That's why also there's a big disconnect with concerts right now. They're
Yeah.
playing music. Maybe you can get Sanchez. It's hard to get a Beres Hammond, Freddie McGregor, easy to get. But now Protojet coming to Kenya is a big challenge because he can't fill a 5,000 venue capacity.
They don't know his music.
They consume his music online, not in the clubs where the DJs should be doing the groundwork.
Interesting, eh?
Burning Spear. Sorry, I don't know if we might be jumping, but Burning Spear was also he touched down in Kenya when he
Yeah.
was doing the tour.
Did the concert happen?
Do you know if the concert it did as far
So
as
this
I
is
don't
what
know.
happened.
Yes.
Very, very bad. And it's happening and it's happening and we see it happen time and again. So Burning Spear got some promoters and the promoters were very shoddy promoters. I don't know how his team settled for that set of promoters because they have a bad reputation. But they still went ahead and got into an agreement with them. So after some time, I think they noticed that these promoters can't deliver as desired. So they wanted to pull out. So another promoter took over. So there was a fight now because these other guys had started selling tickets. And these other guys also selling tickets, same Burning Spear show, same date, but at a different venue.
Oh
Burning Spear is
no.
confused. Burning Spear is not communicating now because people are
Oh
expecting to see it
no.
on his Facebook. Then now the worst thing is the second promoter sold the show to Nairobi governor. So it was now taken up by the government. So it's a free show. So people are confused like which is the venue? Three venues, three different posters within like
What a
a span of 2
what
days. So
a mix up.
What a mix up.
and that's been
Wait,
happening
your
and it's
government buys
happening.
shows?
Yeah.
Your government buys shows?
Politics is
Like-
crazy. It's crazy. And they bought like so the second promoter made the money. He said I have Burning Spear, they en route to Kenya. This is the amount. Then the governor has some park in the city where he said he'll do a free show. Then the poster had the governor's photo there. I don't know if he's a performing artist or so it was just chaotic and Burning Spear didn't comment on anything. Yeah, so nobody turned up for the free show. It was a free show with
Nobody turned up.
less than 1,000 people for Burning Spear for a free show in Nairobi.
No.
That in the
What?
CBD, like in the center where it's very easy for everybody to come.
It should be easy for people to come, yeah.
But the numbers were, it was sad. I could see it in his face. Like he wanted to cry. That's not what he came. The first time he came to Kenya was crazy. I think upwards of 10,000 people. And now he performed
But
for
then-
less than 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But then that is because of the promoters. So if one promoter had done a good job,
Do they done the due diligence?
do we think that we would have gotten a proper show then with
Chris
numbers?
Martin was here recently, and the show was before him. It was They brought banner. It's like a promotion company that doesn't necessarily specialize in genres. And the
Okay.
Chris Martin show was sold out, well attended, no chaos, everything was good, and it wasn't like Rasta themed. It was just a music show,
Reggae show.
and the numbers were amazing. And yeah, so if you do good marketing, good promotion, we'll have like the best concerts in Kenya for sure. That's a fact. But now the
Sorry.
promoters, and there's nobody also putting the promoters in check. That's also one of the biggest problem.
So I just want to ask a quick question, Majestic.
Yeah,
So you say if a show is themed as Rasta show,
yeah.
it gets less people than it's just a show which is marketed as a show.
No, once you see a Rasta show and it's well done, there's good promoters who will attract so many people. Like where I'm at from the capital is 500 kilometers. People will travel
Yeah.
overnight to get there tomorrow morning to attend the concert. If it's well marketed, well promoted, like there's no different posters, no change of venues, people will show up for the Rasta
Okay.
event. Yeah. Because
All
Rastas
right.
love music and the community is also big here. But now what is happening, the Rasta community have lost confidence. They're not buying advance tickets. Even if the artist lands at our international airport, people are still not buying advance tickets because the artist can be in the country and still end up not performing. So this other type of promoters, the non-reggae
Okay.
You
promoters,
focus
they
on
know
something
their
else.
business. So
Hectic.
regardless of the artist,
Yeah,
they
we've
brought Sean
we've had
Paul.
an artist.
It was nice show. They brought Chris Martin, nice show. They brought
Yeah.
Cranium, nice show. Because they're not selling the artist, they're selling
right.
the experience.
All
Nice.
right.
Yeah.
Larry,
Yes, Father.
where do you think we are as in South Africa?
South African reggae music, for me, to be honest,
Yeah.
we are slowly but surely growing. The thing is, we just need to step aside from being in a comfort zone. Like what I always say and tell people,
Yeah.
artists, our artists and our DJs, mostly, 99% of them, they're still waiting on the promoter to do a show for them. I will still give them an advice that I'll be giving people over and over again. DJs and artists, team up, put up your monies, book a venue, do your shows. Don't wait on any promoter. With that one, we will go forward. But for now, as we are all still waiting on a promoter.
That's
So
also
are
the
we-
biggest problem here as artists, waiting on the promoter.
Yeah.
We are in a position where if you want to go to be somewhere, you need to sacrifice. You know, I don't want to be talking about us because this is not about us. It's about the entire industry. 99.9% of the people are not willing to sacrifice their own monies from their own savings to put up a show for themselves. So we are at a point where we are waiting on a promoter. And the promoter also has their people that they know if I book this and this and this and that one, I'll get my monies back. Leaving all the rest of the talent out, not being part of the show.
Because
But I
they're
also have a
chasing their,
question. I
their
have a
return on
question.
investment.
I have a question. It's a very sensitive
Father.
question. If you say, if I assume if you're setting up a concert, you need to look maybe for people who are gonna sell tickets. You're gonna book artists and DJs who have the magnitude to pull numbers.
Yes.
Yes.
But if it's a festival, you should be considering people who are gonna entertain the guests that you've managed to attract with the
Yeah, man.
festivities that you're
Through-
offering.
And through
Yeah.
the marketing, but that also relies on the audience, right? And I want to circle back to one of our talking points today, around the audience. And Oti, you said the audience is big in Kenya, and I know in South Africa it's critical but stable numbers wise. Do you think that we've got enough of a young audience to be able to sustain reggae into the future? Because if at the end of the day, the youth are the future consumers, right? They are the future ticket bias.
Yes, but they're playing dead people music. Go
The,
on.
the,
Yeah,
yes,
and
and they play dead
I
people
was in
music,
Europe
right?
last summer.
But now,
I was in
do we
Europe last
pay?
summer.
Is there enough attraction to the youth in terms of reggae? And there's a clip we've got from the interview on Yadman's show with what's his name, Julian,
Yeah.
where he speaks about that. We'll play that just now. But I think just a question around the room: do you think reggae is attractive to the youth?
Tell me why Lila
Currently.
Ike wouldn't attract a young madam, a young lady. Tell me why Jazelis wouldn't attract some Gen Z or some young audience. So this is what I personally have noticed. Europe, according to that interview, the Adman interview, the guy would say reggae is dying or is not popular, but check at the number of European reggae artists now on the bills these days. They are more than the Jamaicans, so it's not even the authentic thing that's being given to the audiences. So it's hard to attract a young European whatever with Albarosi maybe singing compared to maybe Proto J. Yeah, because you remember reggae is also a way of life. And if a
Yeah, man.
European is doing it, it automatically looks like it's not authentic, for lack maybe of a better word. So it's hard to attract. But in Europe, if they give chance to the upcomings of Mortimer, if they give the young artists a chance,
Yeah.
because you remember
They will also attract a young.
if you
They
go
will also
check
attract around.
all the major festivals, and I noted it by myself, and I said it's a big challenge. So Africa needs to improve on the space of live reggae events, because Europe is always booking the old guards. They are never giving the young artists a chance. Very, very few artists, and the artists who get a chance, like maybe right now, Jalil is enjoying some good push because of maybe the booking agent. But if you are on your own, it's very hard for you to get on Summer Jam, for you to go and do Rototom, for you to go and do Reggae Lake. It's a very, very big challenge. Despite you being able maybe to stage a good show and also have the numbers, they'll prefer maybe Luciano over a younger artist. They'd prefer
Yeah.
maybe Richie Spice over a younger artist. They'd prefer a Chuck Fender over a younger artist. Yeah, so Lutan Fire. And it's very, very hard for the new ones. And the old guards are not attracting the new ones,
Bigger
the
crowds,
young,
The
yeah.
the
new
young ones.
crowd.
Yeah, so that's where there's a disconnect. I think if maybe the new acts are given a chance.
But that's yeah. But that's in Europe. How is it in Kenya?
Same thing in
Is
Kenya.
yeah.
If you give the younger artists, like Proto J is popular, for
Yeah.
Chronix, it worked very uniquely because Chronix came by his own resources for the first time, I think, in 2013, maybe, before he blew up. He came for a promotional tour because he knew Kenya is a big reggae place. And by that time, it really worked good for him. So he did radio, he did clubs, then he went
Yeah.
back home. Then now, when his music was big enough, 2015, he came to Kenya. I think 2013 now, 2015, he came. The ticket prices were like 10 US dollar, and it attracted a good crowd because he had already done the groundwork. Then
Yeah.
now the third time he came, the ticket prices were like 25 US dollar. So there is growth. But the
Yeah.
other artists don't want to build. They
Yeah,
just
man.
want to
Yeah.
come. Kenya, there's numbers,
Show
there's a
up.
big blah, 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 blah. Then also, there's promoters with dirty money. The money launderers are also doing this music business. We have to be aware of that.
Hectic.
They are bringing artists. They don't know how to stage a show. So the show flops,
Yeah.
and it's a bad look now for Kenya. So I think if we had maybe a body that would be in charge of taking care of promoters, like you have to take care of the basics, that would also incorporate local acts, because there's artists
Yeah.
who are well capable to
Okay.
perform on whatever stage, but now because they're not getting a chance compared to the bigger artists, the trickle down effect means that they're not also getting a fan base. So they're missing out on the growing fan base. The young ones are not getting to know of this music, and it's a big disconnect.
Yeah. It's a problem, huh? Okay, let me play two tunes. So you guys are getting too heated up. Let me play two tunes and we'll come back.
Coolies.
This is LNTLive.
First segment.
I love this song.
The name of the track is Never Let You Go. It's Kathy Matete.
You breathe, baby. When you're weary and broken, my love will be a comfort. Shield you in every weather, yeah. And honey, I will be right in your arms. Never let you go. Baby, I will be right in your arms. Little animal in love. 'Cause nothing seems impossible. With the love we share, we're breaking barriers. Growing deeper, sweeter, nothing seems impossible. We're moving mountains without love. And like a boomerang, your love keeps on coming back to me. And baby, I will be right in your arms. Never let you go. And baby, I will be right in your arms. Never let you go. When you're cold and lonely, I will be a comfort. Be the air that you breathe, baby. When you're weary and broken, my love will be a comfort. Shield you in every weather. Oh, never let you go. Never let you go. Never let you go. No, no. Every weather. Yeah. Oh, never let you go. Never let you go. Never let you go. No, no. Hush now, let the music play. Hush now, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Hakuna Matata. Hush now, let the music play. Hush now, it's gonna be okay.
This gotta be the voice of Cara Farrell.
I'm trying to pick the right emotion to show you all
The name of the track is Hakuna Matata.
I've gone through, other things I will never think about. I'm writing you a letter, hold on. It's gonna get better, go on. You were closer than you were before. Hush now, let the music play. Hush now, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Majestic.
Yes. You've taken me way back.
These are your artists.
Yeah, that's a song from way back.
Wait, quick, sorry. Briefly, just tell us about these two artists that I just played. I played Kathy Matete and I played Cara Farrell. Tell us
Farrell,
about,
yeah.
let's start with Cara Farrell.
So Cara Farrell, we went to school together, high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, then after high school, we met and she was doing music and I was doing some production stuff, but I was inclined on the dancehall side. So we talked and she wanted some management and assistance. So I told her if she switches to reggae dancehall, We can work together. Yeah, and she came through.
Nice, nice. And
Yeah,
then
until
and then Kathy, how did that happen?
so for Kathy, I first had her in 2013
Yeah.
on a rhythm called Passionate Rhythm, produced in Kenya, but featured international artists. Featured Chronics also had a song on it. So when I heard of the song, I was working with a Jamaican artist, female artist, but based in the
Yeah.
US. So I felt like if I gave that artist so much strength in Kenya and Africa
Yeah.
as well, like Malawi. There's places where she enjoyed so much airplay, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania. So from that, I felt like she can blow up and will lose a connection. It will be hard to connect with her. So I
Yeah.
decided like I need to do this for a homegrown artist, an artist who we can build and grow together. So I
And you've
sent
done
Kathy a message in
an amazing
2013.
job.
But after that song, she went and I think went to school, further studies. She did her diploma, I think pursued also a degree. Then late in 2016, she joined a band where she used to perform live as a lead singer and also as a backup vocalist. So in
Yeah.
2019, she felt like now she wants to pursue a solo career. So all through from 2013 to 2019, we've been talking. We used to meet at events and we used to encourage her. She needs to come to the scene. She needs to record her own music. Yeah, so finally we managed to convince her. And from 2019 to this point now, that's when she's had a good run. Yeah. If she had done it consistently from 2013 to date, then she'd be a very, very big star right now. Because she started out with Chronics.
Yeah.
She started out with maybe artists like Natel. She started out with so many artists who are enjoying the limelight right now. Kathy was on them on her first rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that time
But
she wasn't that serious about it. She was
yeah,
doing
but
it for fun.
I think from my side, I like to say you have done a great job.
Yeah, because
Like
now
we
I had the
see
network, I had the producers, it's not even me, it's the producers.
yes, but now you are the one that's running everything.
For sure. But you have to big
Yes.
up the producers and also the artists, because
It takes
I'm
a
just the
village.
middleman.
Yes.
Yeah, I see
It
the
takes a
artist has
village.
some potential and I see good producers, and you link me up also with Lavoro the other time and we did some good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as a manager for me, I think what put me ahead is you guys, my connects, my contacts.
Because it
Yeah,
takes a village, right?
Yeah.
And it also takes big monies to feed that village, right?
True story. Yes.
And I think
sure.
I want us to pivot this conversation
Yeah.
to the conversation around does reggae pay? Is reggae music worth it? Would you encourage a youth to get into this genre? We're going to play a quick clip here from the Yardman show where Julian actually gives his point of view on whether reggae is growing or if it's worth it and if we should continue to fight the good fight.
The artists be promoted if they don't they are not played in Jamaica.
So, is there any hope for reggae music for a revival?
I mean, I say that reggae music will never die. You know, I'm sure that on the 24th century, people will still listen to reggae as we listen today to Beethoven or Wagner.
True.
But in terms of shows, there's a lack of audience, and we're going into the. I say we're trying. Let's say I'm not sure that it's going to disappear, but maybe you can go once a year to a festival and that's it.
One big festival.
One big festival, and I tell you, the people attending the festival, maybe it's 20% reggae fans. The rest are just there because they have to
The
be there
vibes.
because it's
Okay.
fashionable.
That's true.
So,
So,
Larry, do you agree? Larry, we haven't heard from you much today.
No, at times when you've got a guest in your house with so much to say, and
You can sing it,
also
Larry.
and also you've got so much to say, you just have to just humble yourself and listen, because you learn a lot.
100%.
You learn a lot from listening. So what I learned from that clip is saying you won't see a lot of younger youths. You see older people. We'll go back to what Majestic said earlier on. They're playing dead people music.
Hashtag.
But there is hope for reggae music, and reggae
There
music
is
will
hope.
grow
Yeah.
if we, as a collective, initiate and play the new. You know, there's a thing called selector fear, where DJs are afraid to play new reggae music.
Selector,
Why is
Yeah.
everyone looking at me?
because you're the selector in the room. Well, DJ.
Selector.
There's Bigger Bada, he's the best person who told me about that. It's called selector fear, where selectors are afraid to introduce new music, because when you play new music, people will stand and look at you. You know? And
Yeah,
now
but-
it's not only a selector's duty to do that.
I want to
We
answer
are
that as a
also-
selector.
We are also lacking good MCs who hold the microphone when the DJ introduces new music. The MC should be telling the people what this new song is talking
Like,
about.
listen
The
out.
MCs
This is a
here
new
are
song.
just-
Yeah.
So now
Vulgar.
we've got selectors. We've got selectors who are introducing new tunes, and then we've got these MCs who are just shouting, "Yeah, Rastafari,
They don't know
Bombo
nothing
Class, yeah,
about
more
it.
fire."
They-
They are, you know. So it's reggae music is growing, and we can build and bring the new youths, the younger generation into it, if we've got good DJs who are bringing new music, and
Yeah.
MCs who are there to introduce the new music to the people.
Calvin, before we go to our live clip performance, is there
And I ask-
money? Is there money? Is there money? Do you foresee a future where there is money? And when I talk money, I'm not just talking from sales point of view. I'm talking about gigging, right? Julian speaks of, if it's a festival, 70% of just people who are there for the vibe, 20%
Yeah.
of people who are there for reggae music, like real hardcore fans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there do you foresee a future where the investor or the promoter can make their money back, and the artist can also eat, and everyone can eat?
I can speak perhaps maybe for the investor potentially, but potentially because it becomes a business venture. I feel like our biggest mistake is we have treated reggae as like it is a culture, right? I think it's two different sides. There's the business side to the extent that you want to pursue it musically, then you run it in the same manner that perhaps maybe people that do pop, house, some piano do, which probably aligns with Majestic's point that some of the shows where reggae has been done that haven't been run in a reggae manner, they've actually been successful because it's just pure business. And you
Yes.
run it that manner, yes, there is money. But when we go for One Love, I'm sorry.
Kevin,
Thank you.
I-
One love
Kevin,
is where the
I
problem
support
lies.
you.
One Love, I'm sorry. Like me, right? We are doing love. We love it. Absolutely. This is
One
our
love is
blood.
not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
One
You
love
get
don't pay
tired.
bills.
It does not feed your family.
Yeah.
I want
And
to travel
because
to
it-
Kenya.
Put food on the table.
I
Yes,
want to go
because
to
it,
Kenya. One Love doesn't give you tickets.
yeah. So now, because it One Love will not put food on the table. The quality of the reggae, the quality of the music that One Love produces is never gonna reach where it's supposed to reach.
Yeah, to answer the question that was asked earlier, if I personally can advise someone to pursue reggae, if you do it right, pursue it. There's money in it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
From my
Yeah.
perspective, I personally believe that with all the countries in Africa, if you have your thing in order and you get maybe $10,000 US per show in 6-7 countries, there's nothing you're going to look for in Europe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because Europe is just, it's stressful, and as the guy said, like
It's
the festival,
overrated.
even if it's like 1,000 people in a festival, they are not your fans.
Yeah.
It's rather you do a closed, an indoor venue. You do a tour during winter, because the people who will come to the venue are coming to see you. If it's
They
200
will
people,
fill up that venue.
yeah, they'll buy your
Don't
merchandise, but
overestimate.
don't go to the festival thinking that you're going maybe to collect a huge fan base. No, 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 no. So that's why also Europe, I personally noticed
Amount of
that
money.
even the big artists,
Yeah.
are not getting paid as you'd expect. So Africa is where the money is at. You'd hear some crazy sums that people come collect in Kenya. I'm sure also South Africa, there's good money from the artists that go there. Yeah, same as Uganda
Oh,
and
that's such
any
a
other.
strong statement.
Hectic. You're putting us into trouble now.
That is such a strong statement. Is it where the money is? Where the money is. But we're running out of time for the
Yeah.
first segment.
Yeah, so Africa, if you focus your thing right,
need-
that's why they're
We
always
need,
coming.
we'll
to
ask
us.
them. We'll ask
We'll
them.
ask them.
No wonder they keep coming back. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
I personally, I know of artists
Yeah.
who've come to Kenya for one show, and they go back home, they buy a car and a piece of land from money they got from Kenya from one show, and they didn't even do maybe a 2-hour performance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's we're coming to the end of the first segment. We'll continue on the second segment. We still have you with us, right?
Hopefully, I see my charger is a bit, my power is won't support.
No,
Yeah.
we'll give it some breath time, and
Okay.
we'll be back.
Yeah, but before the end of the first segment, on our shows, we play a clip from a live performance, and on today's show we've got this one from the one and only.
Yeah.
You want your name?
She's bigger in South Africa than in Kenya. You guys should come to Kenya and show the Kenyans how it's supposed to be done.
How to show some love.
We need to.
Crazy, right?
Bex, are you playing this one or should I play this one?
Yeah. Come on.
This is taken from the Underground Expressions launch.
Like an eagle in the rain or in the storm, 'cause nothing can hold you down. You will rise like an eagle in the rain or in the storm. Yeah, see I'm up like your strength. Phenomenal basis, the beginning of time. You are a light that never grows old. A lioness falling in the jungle. Woman of silver, you will never fumble. Always holding tight. You are a star beneath the pain. And so you will rise like an eagle in the rain or in the storm. 'Cause nothing can hold you down. You will rise like an eagle in the rain or in the storm. You are forever. You're like an ray of sunshine, beaming through my heart with so much grace and resilience. You never go tired, so never be afraid to take a chance. 'Cause you are a champion.
Her name is Kathy Matete.
The whole wide world, and so you will rise like an eagle.
Thank you for staying with us as we come closer to the end of the first segment.
Born in a Jamaica, but mama I'm a African. Mama I'm a African. Papa I'm a African. Could I put me in a Europe? Still would be a African. Mama I'm a African. Papa I'm a African soldier. Yeah, man at the Johnny Conscious now. The musical messenger. Live from Jamaica. Representing and sending love for the whole of Mama Africa, you know? Gambia, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Ethiopia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, South Africa. Yeah, man, big up all of the real warriors, all of the youths, them, you know? Yeah, we are talking about real honorable soldiers like DJ Toolie Tools. And we can't forget about Larry T. Them, man, they are the real generals in the conscious army. So fight them with music, yeah!